Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zach, and today we're going to be looking at the Ecomi price, or the Omi price, obviously with Ecomi and VeVe and stuff. Today I want to talk about something that I haven't really talked about a lot on this channel recently, which is the price itself. And the basis on this is that when I woke up, so much had happened. Obviously we all know that Bitcoin had a horrible day today, and some other cryptos did as well. I mean, quite honestly, it's pretty easy to look. Ethereum obviously is down, we have Bitcoin down, just so many downs essentially. I've been looking at the updates for what's happening with Bitcoin, and obviously just there are so many losses going on. Finally, after probably the most chaotic days trading since the crash of March 20, the Bitcoin is holding it better than rival cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is currently trading around 38,300, a fall of over 11% today after worries about China's cryptocurrency triggered today's slump, but still that's a rebound from Bitcoin's lowest point, of course, when it briefly hit 30 grand after Musk tweeted about Tesla's diamond hands, implying that it wasn't selling its Bitcoin, and Ark's Cathie Wood said still backing it. Ether, the coin used on the Ethereum blockchain network, is nursing steep losses, down almost 25% today at 2.5 grand. Despite today's news of a plan to cut its carbon emissions, of course, Ethereum has had some bad PR for that essentially, especially when we look at Cardano, of course. Ripple's XRP is also down a quarter, while Joecoin, geez, the Guardian has no chill. Doge hope of going to the moon have taken a knock. It's down 25% down today at 0.35. Nicholas Corley said it was a day of relentless selling pressure across the cryptocurrency market. The sell-off has been triggered by news that China is looking to ban the use of cryptocurrencies. The speed of the sell-off suggests that leveraged accounts are being hit badly, and the indiscriminate slump across the space also points to a lack of buying intent. It may be that the sell-off is an opportunity to enter or re-enter the market, but the current level of volatility in the market should warn people against trying to buy the dip. Investors should not buy in a falling market. I'm obviously not advising any of this, as I never advise anything in general. Bloomberg argues that Bitcoin's relative recovery tonight shows its resilience. Tweeting out, while Bitcoin was able to pare back its losses to just 11% from 31% Wednesday, its rival coins weren't as lucky. John Orler's writing, it begins to look like the Bitcoin tail is wagging the stock market dog. This is how Bitcoin and S&P 500 prices moved during the day. And of course, it simply has all been happening. Again, we have John Orler saying, so Bitcoin fell 53% in 5 weeks, and then it rallied 35% in 4 hours. Two observations for now. Nobody in their right mind would enter into a transaction denominator in Bitcoin. It's too early to say the bubbles burst or to say this is a new bull market. Now, essentially all of this, people have been saying F crypto, damn crypto, this, that, and the other bad about crypto. Now, realistically, crypto is quite a range of things, and I haven't really seen anyone complaining, apart from the usual at least, about Omi's price. Obviously, we have had quite a wide range today. We've had a low of 0.002 and we've had a high of 0.005. So honestly, throughout this entire time covering this stuff on my channel, there has never been a low less than 3, I don't think. And I don't think I've really ever seen a high higher than 5 really over the past 2 weeks at least, even over the past 8-9 days at this point that I've been covering stuff on this channel. But why, when Bitcoin and Doge and Ethereum are all suffering losses, why has this essentially, let's be honest now, it stayed pretty stable? Like, we compare it with Bitcoin 3 months and we just, well, what I'm excited about with Omi obviously is the fact that this is literally tied to a specific use case. It's tied to the VeVe marketplace, and of course VeVe's marketplace is only growing in value. Of course that will be depended or decided by investors, of course. But realistically, when you have a company that's actually communicating on a daily, wow, multiple times a day basis, when we know that new stuff is coming out all the time, when they're essentially engaging with the consumers all the time, when of course YouTubers are talking about stuff that's coming up, etc, etc. Thankfully, this is actually tied to a business. Obviously Bitcoin itself has its use case or whatever, but when we compare this to say Doge, I think is a better example. Doge, Shiba, essentially the meme coins, it's just a different flipping argument. We're just on a different wavelength. Like, obviously Omi isn't in such a place where there's a lot of place to fall, you know, we're still quite low. We're also, on the scale of it, not doing badly at all. And realistically, thankfully, we're not expecting or waiting on hype. We're not waiting on celebrities to talk about this as far as an Omi to the moon type of thing. Essentially, this is all based on what will the NFT marketplace look like. And NFTs, well, need I remind you that Dragon Girl right here, essentially, as far as I'm concerned, a very niche, like let's look at Tokidoki versus Batman, a very niche interest. The blue line right here is Tokidoki. Batman is right here. This is just to give an idea of obviously a mainstream example versus something that's not mainstream. This itself, this drop sold roughly 800,000 in 15 minutes. Now, when you think about all the IPs that we're having access to, we're looking at Disney, we're looking at Marvel, we're looking at Lucasfilm, which of course is part of Disney. When we're looking at NFLPA, likely the NFL itself, NBA, MLB. I mean, not all of these are obviously confirmed, but realistically, it looks like we're going to have all these licenses confirmed at some point soon. This is going to be probably the biggest NFT marketplace in the world. Now, if we're looking at how NFTs are going to affect everything, and obviously NFTs is something that you're going to have to decide for yourself whether or not you believe in how their use case is going to go. But if you truly believe that NFTs have a space where licensed IPs essentially are going into it, specifically through VeVe, this is why Omi hasn't really seen much of a change, even though the major coins really have. So am I worried about Omi? Absolutely not. The only time that I'm going to worry about Omi is when and if VeVe decides to stop being as great as they're being right now, which I'm not emotional towards that stuff. And I even said this actually not long ago, feeling happy right now, Omi fan, keep it up, Ecomi, because essentially I replied to Reese's, I believe Reese probably holds the VeVe account. The man, the myth, the legend, Reese Gallen, communications manager, will be hosting an open mic clubhouse style chat this week, essentially talking to us about what our thoughts are, answering questions, etc. And I literally replied, genuinely so impressed at the constant communication with me, Ecomi and VeVe right now, at Ecomi Reese. Please keep this effort consistent. Oftentimes on projects, the start is great, but things fizzle out later. Hoping Ecomi stays consistent AF. Of course, Ecomi Reese did respond, thanks mate, we'll keep building the fam, don't you worry. If VeVe stops doing its thing, I'm going to be looking at other things too. Like, honestly, I'm not emotional, but right now VeVe is doing its thing. You know, it's gone to above 250,000 users. It was only at like tens of thousands of users not long ago. We have some of the biggest brands in the world, and these are only some of the brands that we've seen. Realistically, I feel like we haven't even seen 1% of all the NFTs that we're going to see. We probably not even see 0.1%. VeVe is so early in its journey, and still Ecomi is not doing bad for where it is. So I would love to hear your thoughts on it. I'm honestly very bullish on Omi. I'm very excited, but this is not financial advice. It never is. All for entertainment purposes. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and like this video if you enjoyed it. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts on all of this. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ecomi. Omi still hasn't even reached all the exchanges they're going to reach. We already know that there's going to be 3 more exchanges coming soon this summer, I would imagine. So very excited. But with that being said, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in the next video.